Hi friends, it's Audrey, and today I'm taking you with me on a teacher declutter. As you guys know, I have a project called Chaos to Calm where I go around the country and declutter my followers' homes for them for free. However, I decided to switch it up this time and help out the teachers. So I made a post asking if any local teachers could use my help. I had a lot of responses, and so this is the first one that I did. At the end of this video, I will share the thank you I received from that teacher. It was so beautiful. It was just the nicest thing. So I will include that at the end. I brought my daughter and one of her best friends along for this project. My daughter's best friend actually asked me if I had any projects that she could help me with coming up because she just felt it on her heart that she wanted to volunteer for something. So she is doing this completely voluntary, which I thought was absolutely amazing. So I'll just kind of break down what I did for this classroom declutter. I was really nervous to get started because I'm not a teacher, so I wasn't sure if I would have a good grasp on what needed done. But as soon as I got there and kind of took a look at the space, I knew I was just going to handle it like I handle everything else. And that is, we just pick an area of the room and then we work around until we get everything taken care of. So that's exactly what I did. We didn't actually declutter the classroom, but rather the teacher's closet in the classroom, which is where she stores everything. Using my method of just working in small chunks around the room, we started first with the books because I thought that would be a really easy thing to start with, a good place to like dip our toe in the water, so to speak. So we just took out all the books and then just rearranged them so they were more visually appealing. So they weren't, going all cattywampus, different directions. There was more order to them. And so like I said, that's what we did. We just all grabbed a bin and started kind of organizing the books a bit. Sometimes you just have to trick your brain into seeing the order, even though you know it's organized into bins. Sometimes your brain just needs a little extra help. So that's what we were doing. And this teacher told me that evening she went home and told her significant other just how much of a difference rearranging these books or just ordering these books made to the room itself. So that was really great that not only we saw the difference, but she really saw the difference. And now, like I said, we work around the room when we're doing a project like this, but we do not pull every single thing out. We will pull out one bin at a time or a couple bins at a time if they go together, but we don't want to create like this overwhelming mess that we have to deal with. And keep in mind, I'm a seasoned professional when it comes to this stuff, but the teenage girls I brought with me definitely are not. Their brains are much more immature, right? Because they're 13 and 14 years old. They just haven't developed all the way yet. So they definitely wouldn't have been able to handle that overwhelming mess if we had pulled everything out. So that really helped for them specifically to just work one bin at a time. So working around the room, once we finished the books, the next section was all of the sensory stuff. So we took everything out and just tried to combine it better. If they were using, like circular containers, we made sure to get rid of those. When you're organizing, you're always looking for right angles because that maximizes your space. Imagine you have a circle and a square next to each other, or a square and a square next to each other. Which one is utilizing the most space there, right? It's obviously the square and the square. So that's what we look for. If there seemed to be too much of something or something seemed old or whatever, we would ask. She almost always was okay with getting rid of anything that we felt it was necessary to get rid of. Once we finished with the sensory stuff, we moved around to it was like teacher supplies, like paper towels, disinfectant wipes, lots and lots of Ziploc bags. So we took all of that out and just tried to arrange it nicer. I had a lot of people comment on the amount of supplies this teacher had. They said things like, well, the teacher or the student shouldn't have to bring supplies this year, etc. And while she does return the students' individual supplies that they don't use throughout the year, I know that like the Ziploc bags, paper towels, disinfectant wipes, I know all of those kinds of things she shares with her fellow teachers that don't have a regular class. So, any specialized classes or maybe even like art, PE, those kinds of things. Like I know that she is always willing to share with others. So my guess is this year she will start to dwindle down some of those supplies now that she knows exactly how much she has. I think she was a little surprised too, just at how big her stock had gotten. And now here in this clip, you can see I am just kind of rearranging her pencils. I had some people ask like why I wouldn't take pencils out of the boxes and stuff. Again, I want to keep it really handy if she happens to like share pencils with another teacher or something. They're already in a box ready to go. She can just grab it and hand it to someone. That's why I kept like the pencils, crayons, things like that in their original boxes. And then you'll see we're just putting some things back, and then we actually call it quits for the day. I could tell the girls were starting to get burnt out. I was getting tired as well, and we also ran out of bins. She had provided some bins already, and they were just from Target, and I really liked them. So I went back to Target and bought a bunch more to finish off this job. That way everything could stay uniform and orderly. If you saw my short on this video, I talk a lot about how important the uniformity is to your brain. So your brain is always looking for patterns. It's looking for like items. The more randomness you have out, the more your brain is going to struggle to make sense of it. So that's why like uniform bins are so key. Not only do they just fit nicer together, right? Because, you know, they're not different sizes and shapes, but also just the uniformity itself really helps your brain calm down. You could have the same amount of stuff in oddly shaped bins or different colored bins, or you could have that same amount of stuff in uniform bins, and your brain is always going to gravitate toward the uniform bins. I picked up these extra large plastic woven baskets from Target specifically for her holiday supplies. She had stored them in like reusable shopping bags and such. And as soon as I saw these baskets, I was like, oh, that will be absolutely perfect for her larger, bulkier items. Again, we've got the uniformity that we see, you know, we'll just see the white bins, but they're big enough that it'll store all of the large pieces. And then like day one, we just continued around the closet, rearranging things, tossing some stuff, moving items to different bins if needed. It was honestly a really easy job. There was just a lot of stuff, so it was kind of time consuming. I loved it though. If I could make a career out of just doing this, oh my gosh, I would in a heartbeat. I had so much fun. I loved it. I loved working with teacher supplies rather than people's personal possessions. It's just a different vibe completely. But yes, I loved it. And then again, just a reminder, here is the before. And then here is the after. Let me know your honest opinions down in the comments. What do you guys think? Did you enjoy this declutter? Did you learn something from this video? I have another teacher declutter coming later this week. Let me know in the comments if you're excited for that one, and I will see you in our next video.